Hello everyone, now we are going to discuss primary balancing of the reciprocating masses. In the last video, we have seen that the unbalanced forces is considered as the summation of the primary unbalanced force and the secondary unbalanced force. And we have seen the formula of the unbalanced forces. Okay. So now we are going to discuss the primary balancing of the, because we want to balance those unbalanced forces. Okay. So first we are doing the primary balancing of the reciprocating mass. So we have considered this mechanism. Basically, this is known as a single slider crank mechanisms. Okay. In this mechanism, there is a crank which is having the radius r, and it is having the connecting rod of length l, and we know that this is the inner dead center, or you can say this is called as a line of stroke. So I'm considering this as a line of stroke. So reciprocating masses means the mass which is going to be in reciprocating motions. Okay, so there will be a force, you can see in this directions, unbalanced force. Okay, so and we know that unbalanced force is the summation of the primary and the secondary. Okay, so we are going to balance the primary unbalanced force, that is known as the primary balancing. So that is the primary balancing, means this would be the f primary. Okay, this is the f primary. Because why this is in that directions, because the only reciprocating part is piston. Okay, so this would be along the line of stroke. So okay, this is the f primary, that is the primary unbalanced force. Okay, so I'm just considering that there is a mass of m which is attached at a radius r, which is having an omega angular velocity. Okay, so we have considered the mass m which is attached at a radius r. Okay, which is attached at a radius r, which is having the omega angular velocity. Now we want to balance the primary unbalanced force, so we just have to assume the mass in the opposite direction at certain radius. Okay, let us consider that I have considered b masses, mass of b kilogram. Okay, and the radius is b. That radius means the radius of rotations of mass b is small b. Okay, why I'm considering this in opposite directions, because we have seen in the last topic that balancing, when we have done the balancing of the single rotating mass by the single mass rotating in the same plane. Okay, so here we have seen that, that means we have seen that f1 is equal to f2. That means m mr omega square, that would be equal to bb omega square, bb omega square. So you can say there will be mr is equal to bb. Okay, so this is the relations that we get here. Okay, bb is equal to mr, but the centrifugal force produced due to revolving mass b has also vertical component and the horizontal component. See here, this is mass which is going to be attached here. Okay, this is mass which is going to be attached here, and in order to balance this mass, we have attached this mass B having at a distance B from the center of rotations. Okay, so it is at a radius B, and it would be having two components, one in the horizontal direction and another would be in vertical directions. Okay, so there will be a, if this is a theta, if this angle is theta, if this angle is theta, so that would angle also be considered as theta. So if this is theta, that would be considered as BB omega square cos of theta. Yes or no? This would be the force in the horizontal direction, because this is a component of that force, the centrifugal force. Okay, and the vertical component would be considered as BB omega square sin theta. So you can easily see in the diagram, we know that the F primary is just because of this mass m. Okay, because m is mass attached to the crank here. So F primary is equal to mr omega square cos theta. We know that F primary formula, so I'm just writing here F primary is equal to, however, you know that F primary, again I'm writing that F primary is equal to mr omega square cos theta. So when you see the diagram carefully, you can see that F primary is going to be balanced with the BB omega square cos theta. So these two forces are going to balance to each other, so they will be cancelled out, okay? Because one is in that direction, other is in another direction. So that means both are going to balance each other. Are you getting my point? So when we have balanced the horizontal forces, but still there is a vertical component which is remain unbalanced. See here, again I'm explaining that the primary unbalanced force act along the line of stroke is balanced with the BB omega square cos theta. Okay, so that means both forces are going to balance with each other. But the unbalanced force act along the perpendicular to the line of stroke. This is the unbalanced force which is perpendicular to the line of stroke is going to be unbalanced. It remain unbalanced. Okay, so the maximum value of the force, what would be the maximum value of the force? This force BB omega square sin theta maximum value would be BB omega square, because sin theta maximum value is sin 90 which is equal to 1. So maximum value would be BB omega square. So you can see here that when we balanced the mass M with the another mass B, there is a vertical component of unbalanced force remain. Okay, so that is why they fail in the balancing. That means the scientists have failed in the balancing of the reciprocating mass to run the engine to longer period. Okay, just because of BB omega square sin theta, they fail in the balancing of the reciprocating mass. That means they just want to balance the complete. That means they want complete balancing. So that's why we have seen that we got the relations BB omega square sin theta that is in the perpendicular directions. So you can see that we fell in the balancing of the reciprocating mass to run the engine for longer periods. Okay, now we will not balancing the reciprocating mass completely, we will balance partially. Okay, so scientists have decided that we will not balance reciprocating mass completely, we will balance partially. Okay, so partially balancing of the reciprocating mass will be there. So what is the primary balancing? Again, I'm explaining during the primary balancing, scientists have seen that even horizontal component is going to be balanced, but still there is a vertical component of the centrifugal force is remaining inside the relation. So that's why they fail in the balancing of the reciprocating mass for run the engine for longer period. So that's why they decide to balance the reciprocating mass partially. Okay, they have not balanced the reciprocating mass completely, they have balanced partially. Okay, so in the next topic we will see partially balancing of the reciprocating mass. Okay, so in this diagram again, you just need to understand the diagram. This is a simple diagram that M is mass going to be attached to the crank at the radius r, which is going to be rotated at omega angular velocity. We know that in order to balance the unbalanced mass, we have to attach to the mass some mass. I'm not saying that it is the same mass as unbalanced mass. It may be different and it would be at a different radius. Okay, B would be anything. Okay, so we know that we just have attached the B mass in order to balance the forces. Okay, so that means F1 is equal to F2. So you can get MR is equal to BB. Okay, this is the relations for complete balancing. But at the end, we have seen that we will not balance the reciprocating mass completely because there is a vertical component of the unbalanced force remains there. So that's why they failed in balancing the reciprocating mass for longer periods. Okay, we will balance partially. Okay, so in the next topic we will discuss partially balancing of the reciprocating mass. Okay,